Hello everyone, welcome back to Captain of Industry and part 2 of our You Shall Not Pass tutorial series. And in the first episode we just set up all the basics. We've got smelting set up down here, we have our forestry nice and busy, and we've begun to build a ramp up onto the plateau there. So next step we want to set up our diesel refining, so that's what we're going to do. So you make diesel in the basic distiller. This requires outputs for dirty water, for the diesel itself, and for the exhaust. So pick somewhere where you're going to have space to put a few of these. You only want one for the moment, but later on we will want to expand. So I'm going to nestle it in around about here. And I'm going to mark a couple more. But these we're just going to pause so that parts don't get delivered. And first thing we want to do is sort out the polluted water. So let's put down a liquid dump. So this has to deposit the water into the sea. You can't put it too close to your docks, so we're just going to put it here. It can just nestle in there. And then we need a pipe obviously going down to that. So this is the output for the dirty water, polluted water, whatever you want to call it. And I think we can, let's just come straight down there, over there, and we could bring it down the side of that building. Yeah, go on, we will do that. Keep it in nice and snug, so we need one more over. And there we've got the green connection. Okay, so nice and easy. There's a problem though. So our trucks and excavators won't be able to get over this pipe, so we won't be able to deliver to our dump area. So I could raise these up in the air, and that would certainly allow the trucks to go under there, but the excavators wouldn't be able to. And we are going to need to excavate this mountainside pretty soon because that's where the limestone is. So what we're going to do is just put a ramp down, and we want the which one has the ramps? So let's check tech. We haven't researched ramps yet. Okay. So what we're going to do then, we are going to raise this pipe up so that we're not blocking our trucks. We just need it raised in part of the pipeline. So delete. Let's just get rid of that section. So E key to get to your pipe up in the air. Same later on for conveyors, and it just needs to come along like that. Alright, so trucks will be able to get up under there. And then once we do have the ramp, we will build a ramp over this section here. So next step is going to be the exhaust. So we need a smokestack. We will just put that. Let's just have a little gap between there. I'm going to bring that over and down, and then we can connect these up. So that can't go up to the slope because the distance is too short, so we just have to bring it around, and this one will just directly connect like that. And then finally, we have the diesel itself. So for the diesel, we want to store that. So we're going to need at least one fluid tank to begin with. Let's put that. I'm going to put it there. So I'm going to need some space for the polluted water to come from these two. We won't be building these two extra distillers until this communication center disappears. So I'm not going to worry about that, connecting all the pipes just yet. But we do need to connect this pipe, so it's going to have to come down like that. Fair enough. And this one, I don't want it going over there, so let's bring it around that if we can. All right, that looks reasonable. So we can just let that get built, but a distiller is no good without crude oil. So we have a crude oil patch at the back over here. Turn on the layers, there we see it. So we need some oil pumps. I'm just going to put a couple of these just next to each other. There we go. And I want those to feed into a fluid storage tank. And we'll just put it that way around for the moment. And we're going to connect that up. Okay, so that's going to get us going. We will need to build a pipe from that fluid storage tank all the way down here before too long. But until we do that, our trucks will deliver the oil from that tank. So we're going to rely on the trucks just for a short while because the cost of that pipeline is huge. It will cost you over 200 of your construction parts, and we don't have those at the moment. Now, I think we will just let time recommence. And while time is running, we've got to decide where we're going to build our diesel generator. This is what's going to generate electricity. And again, pick somewhere that's you've got room to build a few of these. So I'm thinking I will probably build it here. And then I can just chain them down here, and it's nice and close to my diesel tank, and so I'll run a pipe from here over there. But again, your trucks will deliver the diesel temporarily until you're ready to connect everything up. So I might wait until I've got the parts to build maybe a couple more of these fluid tanks. Or what we can do, so I could just a gap. Actually, I'm gonna. No, I'll just wait till that truck disappears. That's what we could. I'm not sure if that. Nah. Yeah, so this will work. I'm going to raise this up. I'll do one more over. Delete that. There we go. But sometimes it's easier to do it from this side. So pull from there and then connect. Yeah, that was easier. And what we're going to do here is we will connect that pipe to there. And then I can suspend that for the moment. And the diesel will flow into the first storage tank and then out of that pipe over there. And then once we've got this built and maybe some more, we can then remove that pipe and have it coming out the end of the storage chain. That's just a little stopgap to get things going. So we have coal delivered here. We're just waiting for the actual crude oil itself. So let's just check our oil pumps here. We'll see we've got a little bit of crude oil starting to accumulate. And we've got a truck there that's just picked up, well, a load of 12. All right. That means any time now we should have our first batch of diesel start to produce. So we need 18, so just another 6. There we go. All right, so that's diesel sorted. Next thing you want to sort, and you want to do it pretty quickly before you run out of concrete slabs, is concrete slabs. All right, so I'm just going to let the game run on a little bit so we get some more construction parts, and then we will do the concrete slabs. Okay, so we've got a bunch of construction parts built now, and we are ready to move on to concrete. If we also look at the abandoned communication center, we've almost used all of our iron scraps, so we also need to start mining iron ore. So let's do both of those things. Let's lay out the concrete first. So you've got a concrete mixer here. It requires crushed slag or gravel and water. Well, we are making the... No, we're not making crushed slag yet. So that's something that will go hand in hand with our mining of the iron ore. So let's plot out where we're going to build this. So we need water. How are we going to get water? Well, early on, you've got to harvest rainwater. This takes up quite a bit of space. This is only going to be a temporary measure. So if we go to the tech tree, the tech that you want is the groundwater pump. Once you've got that, which has a much smaller footprint, then that will solve your water issues. You've got to put that ground pump into one of the water deposits here. It's the only one we can conceivably put it in early on in the game, and that will generate, I think it's 8 water every 10 seconds, something like that, which is much more than these rain collectors can do. So these are, I think it's 3.5, and it's over a much longer time than 10 seconds as well. If we put one down, so I'm thinking, so we need to leave a gap of 3 for the trucks to get through here. So I could put one there. I want probably 2 of them. So click on that. Alright, so that's in 4.7 over 60 seconds. I think that must vary depending on rainfall. Not quite sure. Now, let's connect it up. So we want to connect up to a water storage. Liquid, fluid storage. That's the name. I'm going to put these. I only need one of these. I am going to delete all these at some point. So on that basis, it doesn't matter too much where I put it. Let's just put it there. And the reason I say I'm going to delete it is because land is precious, and eventually all this area is going to be for housing. We will move our concrete production probably up onto the plateau up here. For the moment, oh, and that storage tank's the wrong way around. So just press the X key and you can move it. Yeah. All right, so that's all connected. We then want to place our concrete mixers. We also want a rotary kiln. So let's just plan this out. So the rotary kiln is under your metallurgy tab. And this is going to take in limestone and a bit of coal and give you cement. Now you do have quite a lot of cement. We've got 400 here, so don't necessarily need the kiln just yet. But you've got to think, where are we going to place this? You want it reasonably near your cement mixers, just so that so we can lay conveyor belts down later on. Feed that cement into the mixers. We would probably, I guess, put it somewhere along here. I'm going to just put it there and we'll suspend it. We can always move that if we need to. Alright, so then we want our concrete mixers. So you can see there you've got an inlet for cement, for the crushed slag or gravel. Therefore we want to allow those to come from this direction. Before we can connect the water up here. And then that's just going to output these concrete blocks. It would make sense, therefore, to have a storage unit somewhere close by. So why don't we just nestle it in there, couldn't we? Okay, so I'll leave us a space to build a conveyor belt to feed it directly into that storage unit. But until then, trucks are going to do the work. So that's concrete. All right, so we've laid out what we need here for the concrete. We will need limestone for the rock crusher, but let's leave the rock crusher for the moment. Not the rock crusher, the rotary kiln. We need a rock crusher though. So it's time to build a mine control center over here. That's going to just put that down there. then I'm just going to turn off that overlay so I can see the hillside properly. What I'm thinking is we could use this opportunity to start cutting through this hillside, this cliffside, and get up eventually to the upper plateau. But we do want to make sure that we are getting some iron ore pretty much straight away. So let's just, for the moment, say cut away that corner, because we can see from the colour of the rock that's all iron ore, whereas this is sort of stone and dirt. Yeah, so we'll leave that at the moment. We don't have spare excavators, therefore we need to build at least a couple of those, and we'll have a couple of trucks to go with them. Let's get everything running. I'm going to prioritize this, so you can just click that priority button there, and it will your trucks will deliver parts to this building first. We could also have done quick deliver. In fact, why don't we build it with Unity? Got plenty of it. We just need those vehicles built. There, so this is all looking pretty good. All right, now yeah, you got two recipes. I only ever use the one with the crushed slag, because we're going to have crushed slag very soon. Basically, as soon as this is up and running. All right, let's assign the excavator. And then you want to turn on your recipe down here for the iron ore. And you can see in that recipe we've got an output of slag. So if you come down to your metallurgy tab, you've got this crusher. You want to build this somewhere near your production. I'm going to just put it there, and then our trucks can just take that slag over here. Let's do a quick deliver, get that built. And again, you've got the two recipes, but only select the slag, because you're going to have an abundance of this. Any excess your trucks will deliver to landfill, and the rest will go into our concrete production. What you could do, if you wanted, and you're not strapped to parts, is put a loose storage next to here. And then you'd have a belt feeding in the crushed slag. Don't really want that built yet. So I'm going to cancel that because it's not important just yet. Let's make sure everything else gets built. All right, we've got our second excavator. So what I want to do now is put down a couple of loose storage facilities along here. Let's put them slightly over this side, because we're going to expand this, you know, and build probably as many as 4 along there. So we want these sort of in the middle. So we're going to have, say, coal and iron ore. Get those built. And we are out of workers. So you've got two ways of getting, you've got three ways of getting extra population. So a very easy way is come to trade with village and then click adopt 10 pops for 2.5 unity. Another way is you build the beacon tower. This is what we're going to do. So I'm just going to put that down there and I'm going to make that priority. In fact, we're just going to quick deliver that one. You need power for this, but that is now going to attract refugees every 3 months roughly. Oh, not enough workers. So if you get that, you just click on the priority here. Say, let's make that priority 9. Buildings, when you build them, are by default priority 10. So the lower the priority number, in fact, the more important it is. Sort back to front. Our concrete production also needs workers. So what you can do is, well, we know concrete was coming from the communication center here, and we've used it all. You can also add any parts you want to this. So we've actually got 180 in our network. And the reason is we built that storage unit, and so our trucks said, oh, well, there's a pull request for concrete slabs in here, so I will just pull them from the communication center. So this is almost emptied. You can see electronics are almost done as well. So we're going to want a fourth assembler, or at least to select the electronics recipe in one of the existing ones. I'm going to go with a fourth assembler. We will dedicate that to electronics. And we will have a storage unit for electronics as well. Let's put that over there. And that will allow us to get rid of this communication center as well. Alright, so let's just wait for our refugees to come in. Don't take very long. You want to make sure you keep an eye on, you know, what's your population capacity, what's your food production like, and don't bring in more people until you're ready to support them. I'm happy to support probably up to 140. What are we doing? Alright, so we've got our storage built. We can see that we've got excavators here that are stuck. This one wants to come back and refuel. And it says, I can't get to this storage unit. That's because of our placement of this fluid tank, even though it's not built. Once this disappears, they will be able to get there. What we can do, something we mentioned earlier, is build a ramp. We've got the technology now, I think. There we go. So you've got 3 ramps sizes. The only difference is how many pipes or conveyor belts can fit underneath. So your medium one's got double the small, and then your large one's got even more. Alright, we're just going to go with the small one. They take up a huge amount of concrete slabs to build. Just get this. Actually, we can't quick deliver yet, so what seems to happen is if you've got your trucks delivering, you know, in the process of delivering the materials that are being requested, then you can't quick deliver after that. I think that's to do with a recent change where once your trucks have loaded up, in the past, if they couldn't deliver to their end destination, they would dump their goods on the docks here, and that doesn't happen anymore. So then your trucks are stuck with whatever they were carrying, you know. And if you haven't got a storage unit dedicated for that particular good, then yeah, that truck is sort of out of commission. You can spend Unity to get rid of the goods on the truck, which are then wasted, so you don't really want to do that. Alright, we've got our refugees, so we've got 16, and your refugees bring in parts. So this is why this is preferable than spending Unity to bring in, you know, population from the village here. I'm going to suspend that beacon now because I've got enough workers just to be going on with. Let's make sure that everything is built. So have we got our iron ore? So we've got plenty of iron ore. We have a bit of coal. Alright, I think we've got an issue with coal, haven't we? So let's just pause and have a look at here. Yeah, we've mined out all the coal. So we need to specify some more areas to clear. Looks like our ramp is more or less done. So that's all greyed out. Looks like there might be a little bump here, which suggests so if we've got landfill selected here. So if we switch to the M key, just run over with the excavation, we can see we've got 3 squares now that are highlighted. So there's a little bit of excavation needed just to finish off that ramp. And that means we need to edit the area that we can excavate. Cover all of that. And then hopefully these boys will get back to work. We want one of them at least to switch back to coal. The trucks though are busy. Is one coming back? There we go. That was the wrong one though. We want the other one to get emptied. And it's still doing rock. Is it going to switch once that truck has been fully loaded? No, it's not. Alright, so if you get a situation like this, where you want to give your excavator the prod to do the correct thing, well, I'm just going to say, look, can't excavate that anymore. We'll go somewhere else. And there we go. We're going to get some coal. We've got a nice stockpile of the iron ore, which is good. It'd be nice if we had the same for the coal. There we go, we are back in business. Alright, so we've still got a little bit of the iron scraps, so it's just going to use those. And then we're into our iron ore production. So you notice we just unlocked the tech for copper. We're not going to make copper here. Just, you know, dedicate your blast furnace to one or the other. Don't mix and match, otherwise you'll get in a mess. And I think that puts us in a good position to end this episode. some things I would probably do. I would probably build another loose storage here. The reason for that is I only have 2 trucks on this mining area, so those trucks then would just deliver straight into here. But then my regular trucks, so let's just assign that to iron. My regular trucks, you know, part of my general network, will then pull from this loose storage, come down and fill up this one, deliver straight to, you know, wherever the demand is. And I will also build a loose storage here for coal, because I'm going to want to feed in coal to these 3 buildings here. And once this ramp is built, well, the next thing we want to do is build a pipe from here down to our petroleum diesel production. I will do that offline between this episode and the next, so we will end it here. Hopefully you found this useful. If you have, please give the video a like, and if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.